Jaya Kunda Gopi Ganavallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Gopi Ganavallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Jaya Gadajana Yamunatira Utari Yamunatira Utari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Mai Sudharsana. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Subhadra, Mai Jai Sudharsana. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Mai Sudharsana. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Subhadra, Mai Jai Sudharsana. Jagannath Swami, Jagannath Swami, Nayanapatagami Bhavatu. Jagannatha Swami Nayanapatagami Jagannatha Swami Nayanapatagami Nayanapatagami Bhavatu. Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Subhadramai Jai Subhadramai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Vatita Pavana, Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jai Sri Prabhupada Ji Jai. Sorry, I got some coffee. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all devotees on Srimad Bhagavatam session on Thursday. It's a Zoom class at ISKCON Seshadripuram platform. Hare Krishna. Thanks all devotees for joining and taking your valuable time in the morning. Some devotees are still joining, but we'll start slowly the sloka recitation and discussion. So today I have been instructed to discuss on shloka number 31, chapter 22 and third canto. I'll just start the shloka presentation shortly. Om Jnana Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamyam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tasya Jevam Sadvaitam Sarvadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Shri Vishaka Itam Tasya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavanu Jagatpati Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpataru Vyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktananda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram. I'll present the sloka. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I have got some excessive coughing today. Try to manage. 31st shloka, 22nd chapter, third canto. Kushakasham mayam barhir अस्तिर भगवान मनुः अयजद्य पुरुषम लब्धा स्थानम यतो भुवम. Translation. What was translation by Srila Prabhupada? Kusha of the Kusha grass, Kasha of the Kasha grass, Mayam made, Barhi sit, Astirya being spread, Bhagwan the greatly fortunate, Manu Swayambhu Manu, Ayajat worship, Yagya Purusham Lord Vishnu, Labdha had achieved, Sthanam the abode, Yataha from whom, Bhuvam the earth. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Manu spread a seat of Kushas and Kashas and worshipped the Lord, the personality of Godhead, by whose grace he has obtained the rule of terrestrial globe. Manu is father of mankind, and therefore from Manu comes the word man, or in Sanskrit, Manushya. Those who are in better position in the world, having sufficient wealth, should especially take lessons from Manu, who acknowledged his kingdom and opulence to be gifts from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus always engaged in devotional service. Similarly, the descendants of Manu or human beings, especially those who are situated in the well-to-do condition, must consider that whatever riches they have are gifts from Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those riches should be utilized for the service of Lord in the sacrifices performed to please Him. That is the way of utilizing wealth and opulence. No one can achieve wealth, opulence, good work, or beautiful body or nice education without the mercy of Supreme Lord. Therefore, those who are in possession of such a valuable facilities must acknowledge their gratefulness to the Lord by worshipping Him and offering what they have received from Him. When such a acknowledgement is given either by family, nation, or society, their abode becomes almost like Vaikuntha, and it becomes free from operation of the threefold misery of material world. In the modern age of mission of Krishna consciousness is for everyone to acknowledge the supremacy of the Lord Krishna. Whatever one has in his possession must be considered a gift by grace of Lord. Therefore, everyone should engage in devotional service through Krishna consciousness. If one wants to be happy and peaceful in his position, either as a householder or citizen or member of human society, one must promote devotional service for the pleasure of Lord. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishwabadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Jai Pataka Swaminiti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Krupa Padayane Gauraka Tadamadaya Nagaragrama Tarine Namo Vishwabadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Visheshunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktananda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare. Kushakasha Mayam Baihir Astirya Bhagwan Manuhu Ayajatya Purusham Labda Sthanam Yato Bhuvam. I'll pull out this shloka and we'll continue the discussion. Hare Krishna. Thanks once again. So, very important words. Okay. And so I'll just set up some background here, give some preamble. So basically, this is a third canto, and Maitreya Muni is discussing with Vidura. Vidura accepted Maitreya Muni as his guide, mentor, and he requested Maitreya Muni to tell more about many aspects about devotees, devotion. That's a whole long chapter, but current chapter, third canto, mainly deals with process of creation. So Maitreya Muni is explaining the process of creation to Vidura, and there is a conversation. And in that conversation, the conversation keeps getting shifted between various conversations, like between Maitreya, Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit, because this is actually narrated by Shukadeva Goswami Parikshit, and then in between Sutta Goswami narrating to this same to and then the actual conversation between the character of the scene. So here, so Maitreya Muni is narrating conversation to Vidura. That is a broader perspective, but mainly currently in this chapter, there is a discussion between Kardama Muni and Swayambhu Muni. Swayambhu Manu is a Manu, first Manu of the creation, and he started and the Lord interested him in the process of creation. Manu, they are like a progenitors of progeny creators. And of course, Manus, and there are Prajapatis also. Prajapatis also took part into the creation. Uh, that is, say for example, Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni is a great Rishi Muni, and he is also Prajapati. He is also interested. And then Lord, he meditated on Lord. He did a lot of strict tapasya, and Lord blessed him, saying that okay, I will you my mission, and you carry out my mission of creation. And Lord Brahma is a secondary creator. Lord Vishnu, of course, Lord Krishna is the primary main creator, from whom everything comes. But then Lord Brahma comes from navel of the from the lotus flower, which comes from navel of the Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and Lord Brahma is a secondary creator. So he's actually utilizing all resources given by the Lord, Mat Tattva, in the form of Moh Tattva, 24 elements. And then Lord Brahma is, sort of manipulating those and then creating the secondary creation. So actual visual creation. And then further he creates Swayambhu Manu comes from his shadow, Kardama Muni comes from his mind, and lot of things come, many. And this is a like Swayambhu Manu is discussing with Kardama Muni. Swayambhu Manu, Kardama Muni wanted appropriate wife for creating the further progeny, creating the further generation. And Swayambhu Manu also offered his daughter to Kardama Muni. His daughter Devahuti was very, intelligent and very pious lady, and it's all whole Lord's plan, because from Kardama Muni and Devahuti, Lord Kapila has to take birth. Lord Kapila is the Lord's incarnation, who propagated very meticulously the Sankhya philosophy, devotional Sankhya philosophy, not the artistic Sankhya philosophy. Artistic Sankhya philosophy was given by some other Kapila down the line in the Kali Yuga, and that's not the philosophy we're talking. It's a Sankhya philosophy, which is basically devotional. Basis is devotional principles only. So then Kardamuni accepted that request of the offer of his daughter, Swayambhu Munu's daughter, and then Swayambhu Munu left from the scene. Kardama Muni continued, and then he gave his daughter to Kardama Muni, and that's a different thread of discussion. But here in this particular shloka, Swayambhu Muni is coming back to his capital. I mean, Swayambhu Manu was the whole in charge of the creation. That planet, and then he was Bari, and his capital was Barishit. And he came back, and then he was just in this shloka. He's just settling down to his hermitage and sitting down. His palace, and sitting down there. And while sitting down, he's thinking of the Lord and thanking the Lord that you have given me everything, and it is your blessings only I am getting everything. And then he's expressing that gratitude, and this is what this shloka means. So basically, this shloka is focusing on the gratitude, how we should be showing gratitude towards the Lord always. So Prabhupada explains that king like Barishit, the Swayambhu Manu, he's a Manu. He's a Manu. He's not even king of one planet. He's a Manu who is taking part in the creation. He himself is ultimately saying that, okay, all those riches, whatever he got, is blessings of the Lord. So he's expressing that gratitude, and then he just sort of thinking about the Lord in that mood of gratitude. This is the whole starting point of this shloka, right? So let's discuss on the gratitude part. See, what is gratitude? We know in day-to-day life. Suppose somebody gave us some help, so we say thank you, or we show that gratitude feeling. It's very simple, right? And gratitude feeling is so important, so simple but so important in our life, even in day-to-day life. I'm not even talking about deep spiritual principle or this shloka specifically. I'm talking about very day-to-day example. If somebody gives us something or helps us, we show that gratitude by thanking him. And if you don't show the gratitude, we feel bad, or that person feels bad. It's treated as a very mannerless behavior, right? Or it treated as very egoistic behavior if we don't show the gratitude to the person who has helped us, right? It's very simple, and we can understand this in our day-to-day life, right? So same way, but of course this is very day-to-day life. But then I'm talking about this shloka is Manu. Swayambhu Manu is demonstrating his behavior of gratitude feeling towards the Lord by his own example. So Manus were the authority, right? They were the authorities and they wrote the manuscript. Manuscript means basically the guiding principles for humanity to survive, and human beings should be following those principles. Nowadays, people are atheist and some people are ignorant and some people are, they are not very comfortable with Sanatan Dharma. Many, world is a Kali Yoga, right? It's all full of envy. So they don't like Manu Samhita, and they say, no, it's all old, bygone. And they insult Manu Samhita, or they don't follow it. And that's very unfortunate. They are going to have their own share of the reactions for this. But Manu Samhita is given by Manu, which is basically guiding principle for the humanity, human beings to follow. And life is supposed to be easy and happier if you follow Manu, and which is correct. So Manu is, he has given Manu Samhita obviously, but then he is demonstrating that whole thing, guiding by his own example. And gratitude is one of those important personality trait of anybody, or we call it that way, or behavioral aspects are, it's very important quality. Let's call it as a quality, guna of good quality of the human being. So human being has to be gratitude to all other human beings, to his higher ups, superiors, gurus, and ultimately to the Lord has to be there, right? So this is the scene here. So now let's understand more about this, right? So Prabhupada writes that even rich men in the society, especially, they should be more gratitude toward, because the whatever riches they have got from the Lord. So let's understand like this. One may say, no, it's my action and I got reaction. So if I had done good action, I got good results. Where is question of Lord here? That is what there are philosophy here. Even in there is a philosophy. Some people, in ancient Vedic age also, these philosophies are existing. Now also it exists. See, they say, no, I have done good job. I'll get good result. Who is Lord to give me that? But that's very wrong philosophy. That's not right, because Bhagavatam refutes this. Because Manu or all the devotees or the great personalities, Maharajas, demonstrated every now and then that whatever good has happened to them, they always express their gratitude to the Lord. They were not fools, no. They were intelligent guys. They were Jnani Purushas, right? So why they would be doing it? They would have taken that credit too, but that's not because they know the truth. Nothing happens, not even a blade of grass can move without Lord's permission. So everything depends on Lord's sanction. So although we may say I have done good karma, but what is karma? We are doing some activity, but we are utilizing Lord's resources. We are utilizing Lord's abilities given to us. The whole body, mind is given to us by Lord. Now, do you know how our body works? How our mind works precisely? No. Is it our 100% control? No. We are only utilizing this as a tool, but it's actually working under the higher material nature, and material nature ultimately works under the guidance of Lord. This is one part. This is very common sense. We don't have to know, even we do not even refer to Shastras to understand this, right? And so common sense, practical way. But of course, we have to refer to Shastra for understanding further meaning to that. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's very common sense that everything, the resources are given to us. Suppose scientists innovate something. So he just utilizing his resources, but which is already there and which are already working, and the principles are already there. So he just manipulates it and innovates something. That also takes so much time. And that also, thinking process is driven by Lord. Our mind works under Lord's instruction. That is also important. So whatever our internal abilities, okay, power of thinking, power of willing, feelings, then analytical abilities, that is coming from our whole body or mind, and that works under Lord. And of course, we have got that desire to be. So we also have some role to play. And we do it combined. It's like a mutual, it's a mutual project. So any good thing happens to us, bad thing happens to us, basically Lord's sanction is required, good or bad for both. So Upadishta Anumanta. Upadishta means Lord is in our heart. We know that. Lord is in our heart in the form of super soul, and He is everywhere in the form of super soul. Right? So anything we desire, Lord witnesses, and He facilitates to get it. Provided we have got karma balance, we deserve, we desire, and if you deserve, He'll give you. Upadrishta, He witnesses everything. Upadrishta. Anumanta means He sanctions. So unless He sanctions, you will not get desired result, even though you may be doing so-called karma. He has to anumanta, he has to give anumati. Anumati means sanctioning. So Upadrishta, that this Lord is telling in Bhagavad Gita that I am the Upadrishta and Anumanta. Without my permission, nothing is going to happen, even though good or bad. Of course, why Lord will give you bad? He doesn't want to give us bad thing, but we desire it, and we are hell bent on those desires to teach us the lesson, or to make us experience the taste of bad thing. Also, He gives the bad thing. He sanctions it, but it's not that He want to make us in trouble. But since you are desiring, He gives it. Because He will not. You have got your own choice, free will. So you execute it. He facilitates. But at the end of that, we should understand that it's always Lord is with us for every activity, and He's guiding us. Upadrishta, Anumanta is sanctioning, and He's taking care of us. See, this is a very basic principle of devotion. We say devotion. Devotion means we say we should love Lord, we should surrender to Lord, we should love. How it is possible without having this feeling of gratitude? It's not possible. Can you love somebody, or can you have friendship with somebody without showing gratitude? No. I give the example. Suppose somebody helped me, and if I don't show him gratitude, it is a question of further. Because if somebody helps, we like to have friendship, then we like to develop those relations, right? Rapport or relation. But if I don't show the gratitude, it ends there. There is no question of further affinity or further attachment or some friendship. Correct? Forget about having loving relationship with somebody. So if we have to have loving relationship with Lord, that's what whole goal of Bhagavatam Bhakti Marga. We have to have gratitude towards Lord. So how we can express the gratitude towards Lord? Very simple. To start with, we drink water. We should think, yes, this water is coming from Prakriti, and we, the Lord is greater. So without Lord, and it's very easy. Prabhupada gives this example. Prabhupada gives this example in lectures, and is given in Bhagavad Gita that you think of me, whatever good is happening at the time of whatever you are doing. Suppose you are taking water, so you are very thirsty, and you are taking water. How pleasant feeling is if you are thirsty and taking water. You feel so pleasant and satisfied. That time you should say, "Oh, thanks Lord for giving water," because you are not creator of water, right? So right from that, then what do you eat? So many ingredients are there, right? Grains, milk, sweets, beautiful, dishes, so perfectly made, suiting to our body. When we eat, we should prepare for Lord, saying that you have given it to me, and I am showing gratitude towards you by offering you. There are many shlokas on this. So, for example, I just give regular because this is from our side. Like anybody who is having very genuine mind, or very basic courtesy or genuine mind, will always show gratitude to others as well as Lord, to everybody. This is very basic thing, right? But Lord from His side also tells in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, many places that you show gratitude to me. He gives us opportunity. He is not demanding for gratitude. He doesn't need our gratitude by. He doesn't need our service. He doesn't need our gratitude. If that's the reality. But He is loving us, and He wants us to develop that good qualities, starting with gratitude, so that we go to Him, we go back to Him. Say, for example, Lord tells in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yagyatavasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Sarvadam Sarvabhutanam Natva Mam Shantim Richati, means Bhoktaram Yagyata, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices you are doing, and whoever knows this, whoever understand this, will live peacefully or happily. Shantim Richati, they will get Shanti, happiness, bliss. Is it not? So what is telling, you are utilizing my resources. Lord is telling us, you give it back to me. in the form of whatever way you want to give. You take grain from my thing, you prepare a very nice bhoga, offer it to me, and take it as a prasadam. So you also become happy by taking prasadam. It has got so many advantages, right? You are taking water, you offer it to me and drink, like that, everything, right? So eating also is a yajna, right? Eating is not just eating. If in a real sense, eating is a yajna. Similarly, there used to be many yajnas. They will have a lot of ingredients used for yajna, and they will offer everything to God. We do a lot of our karma, our duty. We do office work, our family work. That is also yajna. You offer fruits of that yajna to Lord is also yajna, right? So yeah, you offer everything to me. Means fruits of our activity should be offered to Lord. Means what? We have to develop that mentality of saying that I am doing my duty. Whatever Lord gives, I will take, and whatever I will offer to Him. And then whatever we guide as a prasadam, I take it. This is the way it should be, right? So this is the whole consciousness we have to building, and that starts with gratitude. It will not come suddenly. This consciousness will not come suddenly. You have to understand that yes, really everything is given by Lord. Everything is managed by Lord. Everything is I'm utilizing. Why not to show that gratitude? Yes, I am receiving everything from you, and you are my protector. You are my sanctioner. You are the proprietor of everything, and I'm giving it back to you as a token of love. It's like parents, simple. Parent give everything to child without expecting in return from. That's how parent are, right? Mother, father, and child use that, right? But if child gives back little bit out of love to parent, they feel so bad, right? So bad, so good, so blissful, or so good they feel, right? Why? Because that's exchange of love. And when child shows their gratitude to parent, we feel so, parents feel so, nice. Why? Because that is what the relation between parent and child is based on love. That's the naturally, similarly, Lord and we have got that natural relationships of love. That's our constitutional position, right? It is our constitution. We cannot live without service to Lord. We cannot live without showing gratitude to Lord. That's our constitution. Constitutionally, we are like that. Now, in material world, we are artificially trying to enjoy without permission of Lord, without offering our fruits to Lord, or independent of Lord desire is a disease. And that is why the whole Vedic literature or Bhagavatam is meant to bring this living entity back, which Lord Himself has given this literature, right? So why Lord want us to, because it's our constitutional position, and He wants us to surrender. So the gratitude feeling is the starting point of surrender, and slowly then we surrender, we offer everything to Lord, like that, okay? And it pleases Him. So if something, because Lord want to be pleased with us, and He want us to give that opportunity to please Him, so that we get benefit. It's for benefit of us, not for Lord. Of course, Lord loves Him, so He also likes. He also depend on us in terms of loving, no doubt about it. So that way, it's mutual thing, right? So, so how we can offer this gratitude to Lord? So first of all, why we should offer, we discussed, because everything is coming from Lord. We are taking resources, everything is addressed by Lord. Okay. Hence we should offer the gratitude. It's very common sense. And Lord also want us to do that. Right? This is very basic thing. Now let's go to further thinking. One is your physical, you are utilizing material resources, so you should show gratitude. Secondly, your mental ability, we discussed. Do you know how your mind works? You don't know, but it works, and we use it so beautifully. If we know how to use it, we use it beautifully for benefit of us. So we are using that internal ability also. You see any scientist or any big, some intelligent guy, so-called mentally intelligent guy. They do so many things, right? They invent so many things. They do some engineering marvel. They do some doctors are there who will cure the patient. So many things are people are expressing that ability, but those abilities are coming from their internal subconscious mind, and from where it comes. So it is coming from the Lord's ability, Lord's mercy, or it is coming from Lord's power. We should understand that, because we are most of the time oblivious of how it is working, but we are using it. We are using it, but we don't know how it's working. So it means it's coming from Lord. There is a hand of Lord in even expressing those abilities and doing our karma also and facilitating us, right? So that is also second, way where we can see that many abilities are coming from Lord. Okay, next is, okay, we understood, most of the people understand that, okay, resources we are utilizing, so we should be gratitude. Mind power is given by Lord, intelligence is given by, yes, very good. It's not even further also. Just take example of spiritual knowledge. How beautiful spiritual knowledge is given by Lord in the Vedas and Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Without that, because just by knowing, just by showing gratitude doesn't help. That's not the end of it. We should actually go to the goal of achieving the Lord's love, Lord's service, right? So that also is facilitated by Lord. He has given so many scriptures, very transcendental scriptures. So being in material world, Lord has given us the transcendental path also in the material world. We should it not be gratitude towards Lord? Yes, because that's the most valuable thing we are going to. Otherwise, we'll be in cycle of vicious cycle of janma mrityu jaravati, janma mrityu jaravati, and threefold sufferings in the material world. So he is giving scripture. Then he has given guru, because Lord only directs us to go to guru, or he directs guru to go to his disciple and give his blessing. So Lord is present in external form in the form of Guru. He is present in a book form or scriptural form, and he is present in our heart as a Paramatma, physically being there. So spiritual knowledge also is coming from the Lord. You see, because if you see our spiritual, since we are in this Bhakti Margan for some years or some sufficient time, we can understand whatever has happened to us in getting the spiritual life. It's not just by chance, or it's not just automatic. It is always, there was always some plan behind it, which we are not knowing that. We are not under control of that. We can understand that. So that is also given by Lord to us. So we should show gratitude to Lord there also, and that's the most important part of the gratitude, right? So he gives us, so it's overall plan. Overall is so holistic design by Lord by this material. That's what material creation is being discussed in this canto. Why Bhagavatam tells us to understand the pastimes of Lord in the form of his creating material creation, because we should understand purpose of material creation. We should understand who are we, who is Lord, who is doing all this. So then only we can have exchange of love with him ultimately and start expressing. Otherwise, how will you? And if we don't know how we'll express gratitude, and where is the question of connecting Lord? So whole design is there. Lord is always there, carrying out the design. We are part of that design in terms of as a user, and we are actually benefiting by that. So that is why we have to start expressing the gratitude, right? Then most importantly, there is one more sloka. Sorry, I just missed it. Yadna shishta sina santo muchante sarva kilvishaha munjante de tvagam papam ya pachat atma karana. Means the people who eat for themselves, their satisfaction of the tongue, and they don't offer that to me, they are eating the sin. This is very important. So Lord is clearly telling us, very clear, direct proof that you offer it to me, whatever you eat, otherwise you will get the reaction. Because you are doing pap. Why he is telling you are doing pap? Because it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to me. Lord is telling that. And you are utilizing without even acknowledging that. So not acknowledging that the help Lord has given to us is the sin. What is sin? Sin means basically whatever we do, if we don't acknowledge to Lord's hands into that, and if you go against Lord's desire, or if we don't acknowledge, that is sin. That is why sinful people, they don't come to Lord easily, because they don't acknowledge, they have rebellion attitude, or they are ignorant attitude towards the Lord, and they don't acknowledge. That's the whole problem. Then there is one more sloka. Yat karoshi, yat nasasi, yat julmoshi, dadati sab. Yat pasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. So basically, whatever you do as a yajna, whatever you do offer, whatever you do, you offer it to me. Direct. Why he's telling this repeatedly? Because he wants us to elevate to that level of gratitude and then love. So gratitude is the first step towards going to the Lord's loving service. Bhakti Marga. That is the whole purpose of this material creation. So if we understand that whatever is there is Lord's property and I am only the user, and I develop that attitude of surrender to Lord, giving it to Lord back with love. We cannot give Lord anything physically because everything is given by Lord. We are only taking his resource, only giving, but that also is very important because the whole purpose is changing the consciousness. Krishna consciousness is what we have to achieve, not the self consciousness or Indriya Trupti consciousness, material consciousness. Material consciousness means we deny authority of Lord and we think I am the enjoyer, and we tend to do all those karmas in this attitude, in this consciousness, is a karmic or material consciousness, material activities, and that has got its own reactions. Because it's a sin. Why it is a sin? Because we are utilizing Lord's resources and not acknowledging or giving back to it. That's why it's simple, right? So material consciousness is something which you are suffering from now. Study says Lord want us to develop Krishna consciousness, God consciousness, by having starting with the gratitude. Slowly go to surrender and like that. Of course, there are various stages. There are things like this. Gratitude showing evolves. That also suppose you know there are a lot of, even the tribal thing, tribal people in the jungle also show gratitude. They will have their own way of expressing the gratitude to nature. They will have some, you know, something. They will put some object and they will try to put something. Oh, you are. Or they'll go to look at sky and you are giving us everything. They also show that gratitude. They will worship the forest. They'll worship all those things. So-called worship. It's very crude, but they have got that feeling of gratitude. Even the tribal people. Why not civilized people like us? Otherwise, they are animals, right? Animal doesn't have that sense. Even animals also have that gratitude. If you see the dogs, pet dogs, they show that. They also, because in the contact with human being, they develop that. That's different thing. But what I'm saying is, initial form of gratitude is like this, that expressing the gratitude, whatever we use. Then we have to slowly go to next level where we say that no, whatever we start understanding philosophy, we start understand Bhagavatam, we'll develop that gratitude. That's very sophisticated level and very subtle level we have to go on. Then slowly you have to come to the point, whatever is being done by everything is done by Lord. I am only the instrument. That sort of feeling is gratitude. Okay, then slowly it has to go to very selfless behavior. So devotees, there may be initial phase of our devotion. If we are neophytes or even pious people, they show gratitude and stay there only. But that's not the purpose. We have to refine that consciousness to higher and higher gratitude. And the highest level, higher and higher level goes like then devotees say that, okay, I don't want anything from you. Whatever you do, I will, I don't desire anything. You just, whatever you do, I will take it. That's a very high level of. Some devotees, very, big Bhagavatam characters, they say, okay, whatever you do with me, even if you suffering, I will take it as your gratitude. Suffering also they say as a gratitude, not even the benefit. Why? Because that's very pure consciousness. They say even though you give me suffering, it is for good of me. So they are so convinced that Lord will always give me good only. Even though it is so far bad, it is for good of me ultimately. That's what devotee is having very strong faith. That is the topmost, very top level of consciousness, spiritual consciousness, devotional consciousness. Of course, then pure love is they say, okay, whatever you tell, we'll do. You give suffering, okay, you will enjoy, even though, even though gopis are in the highest state of visual consciousness. right? Because somebody, I mean, there is a katha, I'll not get into detail, but there a Lord was having some headache, and then somebody told Lord, okay, you have to get, you know, dust from the, gopis to lotus feet of and apply it to Lord's forehead, and then it will go away. So, but many other devotees, they say, no, we cannot do this. How will apply the dust of lotus feet of somebody? So, no, no. But then gopis immediately said, okay, you take and apply. You should be comfortable. This is a very selfless thing. This is very highest state of the devotion. So, our gratitude feeling, what I am trying to say is our gratitude feeling should increase day by day, moment by moment, and we should be always in that consciousness, whatever is happening good to me, mercy of Lord, whatever is bad also I'll accept and is mercy of Lord. And we should understand very logically, scientifically, as well as by devotion also, this is how I have to show the gratitude and slowly get into the loving service of the Lord. This is the whole purpose of Bhagavatam. And that's why all devotees, if you see, so many prayers are there in Bhagavatam, so many prayers by devotees. Even so-called demon, but they are in by heart devotees. So-called demons are also, but they are by heart earlier. They were devotee and there was something and they were temporarily given body of demon and some pastimes of the Lord. They are also offering, gratitude, prayers offering to the Lord. Prayers means what? Prayer means is gratitude. If you are applying, offering prayer means is actually are expressing gratitude. Oh Lord, you have given me everything. You are so great. I am so insignificant. That's the reality also. And that's what prayers are basically, prayers of the gratitude. So whole Bhagavad is full with prayers. Why? Because it's a gratitude expression, and then they are expecting, and they want to give to that transcendental love stage. And that's the whole devotees. Great devotees are demonstrating by their example how to develop this gratitude feeling, why we should have gratitude feeling, and how to develop it. That is the whole purpose of Bhagavad, right? To bring it to that platform. So this is all about in this shloka today. I thought I'll discuss, and then we can have comments or questions from the devotees, and we can discuss. It's open discussion to the devotees. Hare Krishna. I think Shankar Prabhu is there, Santosh Prabhu is there, Bharat Prabhu is there, Jai Shankar Prabhu. Then there are Matajis also. So Hare Krishna. Any comments, any questions? It's open to Hare Krishna. So Bhagavatam is very interesting, and we should quickly get into details of start reading it regularly. That's my request to devotees. So we see all those Bhagavatam characters are demonstrating this by example. It's very easy to learn by example in the form of stories, or it's easy to learn by example. Only theory sometimes become difficult, but then Bhagavatam is very special about it, and it is a transcendental literature. It is Amala Purana. It doesn't have any karma kanda, jnana kanda, it is purely bhakti, devotion, and it focuses on that. It doesn't get diverted from the main topic, which is a devotional service ultimately. So that's why it's so pleasing. And then when you read this sort of letter, we feel so, we feel gratitude to Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami, and all those people, right? Is it not? So that's very important. So any questions, comments, we can discuss.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Danat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Thanks, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So my suggestion is, please come on this Bhagavatam classes daily in the morning. Thursday is Vidura Prabhu's circle, but daily it is there. Please try to join maximum days in the morning, and so that we get benefited by Bhagavatam transcendental knowledge. Hare Krishna. So any questions, comment? If there are no comments or questions, we can conclude the session. I'll just wait for 2-3 minutes and then we can conclude the session.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. No problem.
Prabhu, it's a nice topic, and thanks for selecting it. Gratitude is a very important component. So my question is, Prabhu, here when we are disconnected from Vrindavan, like we came back to a material world, so we miss the gratitude and we came back. That's what my understanding is. It correct, Prabhu?
Yeah, it's sort of, yeah, it's miss the gratitude. We develop that rebellious feeling. Okay, I'm the enjoyer, not Lord. So basically, we came here.
So we are
yeah, Prabhu.
Means we are rebuilding that gratitude behavior again.
Yeah, so we forgot to express that gratitude. We had that envy or rebellion attitude towards God. That's how we came here. And here we are forgotten that. Develop that.
Through various processes here. Yes.
Oh, yes, yes. It's a common sense. Gratitude is a it's a feeling. There's no need of thinking logically. It's just feeling. And it's very natural to us because if somebody helps us, we have to actually accept and then acknowledge. Yes, yes, like that. So we have to develop that gratitude in every aspect of life. So we should start seeing. Once you start reading, chanting regularly, we'll automatically start thinking that way. And then more we think on gratitude that come, more gratitude will come because Lord will reciprocate it in that way. And you will find that yes, actually I'm getting benefited, or I'm Lord is showing His mercy, is interacting with me, or so then that goes next and next level. That's the interaction. Lord reciprocates. It's not just a dead interaction. It's Lord reciprocates. If we show gratitude, He will give more intelligence to or more resources to in such a way that you show more and more gratitude. Then again it goes like that. We get attached to Lord. It's a live interaction. It's not just dead interaction.
So my point here, Prabhu, in that kind of atmosphere itself, we miss the gratitude even from the God.
No, which atmosphere?
So when we disconnected in the starting period, we came back to the material world from the spiritual world.
We developed that rebellion attitude. We did not. So it's a free will given to us, right? Every soul has got free will. And we misuse that freedom, and somehow, some point of time, we thought that I am the Lord. Who is Lord? Okay. So that envy started with a rebellion or envy feeling to the Lord. Gratitude comes next. Okay. But see, if you are not showing not gratitude to me, so basically envy is the basic. If you have got envious attitude towards Lord, then you will not show the gratitude.
Okay.
So it's like gratitude is a subset of the envy, broad level envy part of it.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So if there are no questions further, we'll conclude the session today. Thanks all of you for joining. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.